So it's June 13th, and I decided that I wanted to go ahead and make a video and get you guys caught up and see how the garden has grown since the last time I made a video, which was on Mother's Day. It's almost Father's Day, and it's also my aunt's birthday. She passed last year, and it has been quite a loss in my life, and so I just wanted to dedicate this video to her because today is her birthday. I'm going to show you a little bit of the front and the back. Down here in one of my circle beds in the front of the house, I have some purple salvia, the dusty miller, because these things always do well for me. Down there I have the creeping phlox down here, and a dracaena. And this combination always does well, so I kept it the same on the other side. Here's the elm tree. I'm trying to get some shade up front. This is taking forever. And here are the boxwoods, and in the middle there I have the sunshine ligustrum. And there are some zinnias that have reseeded themselves. And what I have here is a little different than before. My little fluffy plant here I've discovered is a Yopon holly, which I did not know that before. And the other one down there is a Yopon holly, and then there's the Nandina right over here. And down here I have the dusty miller, the white ones. I have a yucca that I got from the country road in down here in southwest Oklahoma in Carnegie. And then I just planted the purple heart there in the blue container, and there is a garden phlox that I'm waiting to bloom, and behind it is the mum. That looks, you know, it's a really cute evergreen, and it almost looks like a boxwood, so I really like those. And over here I went ahead and just added an English ivy in the pot there. And over here I have a lot of sedum growing in these pots over here. So I have some sedum in here with an English ivy and some more sedum in these other pots. And in there, I thought that was so cute. I have this planter here that I went ahead and added. I've got the monkey grass in the back there. Right here is a hosta. I'm not sure which variety, and then this is just a pothos that I went ahead and I got it by my fence. By the gate I have these irises growing, and but over here is the showpiece. This is the brown-eyed Susan, also called Rebecca, which I think is just pretty spectacular. And underneath there are some zinnias that are about to bloom as well. So when those zinnias start blooming, it's going to be so pretty. We have some neighbors who are getting a new roof, so you might hear that in the background. Hopefully it won't be too distracting. So let's go. Let me show you everything. Here is a Japanese maple that my daughter bought for me for Mother's Day, and so I have it here, and it's doing very well. There was one day that kind of got extra hot, and I guess there wasn't a lot of moisture in the soil, and a few leaves did singe, but I think I've got that corrected. I put in some stones up here as a mulch to keep some of that moisture in, and in the bottom of the pot. I don't have it planted in here. I do have more rocks at the bottom for drainage, because I read that Japanese maples need a lot of drainage. They don't like to sit in water. Since I last showed you guys, it's gotten some little growth there, and this has gotten larger. So we have a little growth on the lemon tree. Here are my pothos over here, and they have definitely grown since the last time I showed these plants. This one's not really doing hardly anything. It's just kind of staying kind of small. I'm not sure why. Here I just added a mint plant there. And over here, I said I wasn't going to add a whole lot this summer, but I would add some and fill some holes. And this pot definitely needed some care. This is the Artemisia. That's that soft plant. And over here, I saw some foxtails. I got interested in them from a video I watched, and I got this. I don't know the official name of it. That it goes by Wandering Jew, Purple Wandering Jew, a Zabrina pendula. So I bought one of those. I've been wanting one of those for a long time. I was going to have it indoors, but I thought I would try it outdoors and see how it did. And it looks to be doing great because it's doubled in size. And on the back over here, I have the pothos, which is growing, and just a monkey grass. Here is the secret garden, and not a lot of changes, but a lot of growth. Over here is English ivy. It's just taken off over here. This is the shady spot. And over there is crepe myrtle. I'm not sure what variety it is, but it has the fuchsia flower that comes out. Underneath, I have the Dusty Miller there. And um, finally, the daylily over here has come out. And it's got a really pretty violet kind of flower with that yellow in the middle. It's really pretty. And so those have been coming and going for me, and I really appreciate that. I've got some Oklahoma redbuds popping up here in various places. They're kind of fragile plants. I think they are an undergrowth tree, so they need to be shaded quite a bit. I put some okra over here just to see if it would grow. Behind this fence is an acidic cedar tree, and so the soil over here gets acidic, and some things don't like that kind of soil, but these are doing just fine. This is a rose of Sharon. Right now it's showing quite a bit of, not really growth I'd say, but it's showing quite a bit of foliage, which maybe the most it's shown. And the blooms when they come out are pink, and they're really pretty. So hopefully that will continue. I have the black-eyed Susans that showed up, and wow, how beautiful is that? Boy, they sure are pretty where they pop up. And right behind it is Dusty Miller. And then I got some purple salvias growing where I tried to propagate them by picking these stems here. And I got this from a YouTuber tip. Pick the stem here when they're dying off, and just kind of you break them up and stick them in the ground. And look what I got. So I've got like 5 of them grew for me this spring. Okay, there is my diamond something crepe myrtle. My crepe myrtles are not flowering yet, except for the Natchez, if I'm saying that right, the Natchez crepe myrtle white one over there. That's the only one that has started blooming. These are a purplish bloom. They haven't started yet, and my fuchsia ones have not started blooming yet either, but we've had so much rain, and I think that makes the difference. And we're going closer to the noise from the roofers, so hopefully, once again, that won't be too bad. Okay, so here is the secret garden, and I think it looks really pretty. The only thing keeping me away from here is some mosquitoes. So that's a Chinese pistache tree right there. The fountain there in the middle, I think, adds a nice touch. We've got a crepe myrtle here that I can't wait for growth. I added this pretty pinwheel for some height right here because it was looking really plain right there because I took out something that was not doing well there. But I had some cosmos reseed themselves this year. I have this cosmo here and a couple over there and in another spot. They're not flowering yet, but they are moments away from flowering. That big one there is anyway. But I've got the mum there. I've got some zinnias spread around, and I added that dwarf grass there, and I added some marigolds this year because I've really missed my marigolds last year. They did not reseed themselves last year, and that's never happened. And the ones that did reseed were very weak, and they died right away. So I'm not sure what that's about. But there's that beautiful Indian blanket. There's another black-eyed Susan. Over there, black-eyed Susan. Behind the black-eyed Susan is that yarrow. Beautiful, beautiful blooms. Just brighten up this area. This is that Natchez crepe myrtle tree with the beautiful white blooms. I like to shake it and make it snow. Here's a purple salvia. and more of the same over here. And there, right there is there's that mulberry, and below it is the red twig dogwood. And then there's a crepe myrtle there. And there's the Vitex chase tree. That is a sight to behold. Beautiful. Okay, let's move on. Here is the vegetable garden. It looks really good. It looks really full right now. I keep adding to it. The only thing I've harvested from this has been lettuce. And here's 3 tomato plants, not Cheyenne, but Cherokee purples. Back here I have some squash growing, zucchini squash plants, and hopefully those won't succumb to the darn little critter that likes to vine borer. It has every year, but keeping hope alive. There is some Cherokee bean wax, beans, something like that. And I've got a couple of beans off there. They're kind of a brighter yellow. They're not very green, kind of a bright yellow bean. And under here I got a couple of strawberry plants, which I'm keeping covered because of the critters around here. I've got blooms. I've got a few strawberries starting under the other one for sure. This one doesn't seem to have any strawberries starting, but the other one does. And I've been feeding them because I feel like that's been my problem. I haven't fed. There we go. There's that one growing, and there's another couple growing. So that is super encouraging. I just got to keep feeding them. And then I've moved around some. I've added basil here and there. There's some basil and marigolds and everything. So I finally put my peppers in the bed. I had them growing in the little things, and then I planted them last week or this week or something. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the ground here, and there are carrots here. So so this is how everything's doing now. It looks so good. And I have some Mexican heather here trying to bring in the bees. There's another one of those little Oklahoma red buds. And there's another Mexican heather. And I use them to try to bring in the bees. I planted some zinnias over there. I don't know that they bring in bees, but I've tried to bring in pollinators with the flowers. And there's my chives in the middle, and trying to keep away other things with the chives. My goal this year is to actually get some food from this this bed. I mean, the goal, that's the goal anyway. But my know-how has been, I'm just learning and growing every year. So just, keep showing up, and you can see how I'm growing as a gardener. All right, there's one place that I want to show you, only because it's my first zinnia bloom. And it's this one here. It's my first zinnia bloom, and zinnia blooms are always exciting. So, and it's kind of shaded back here, so I guess, maybe that's what it needed. So using Google search, I discovered that this is not what I thought it was. This is a unimus, and I thought it was a holly, but it's a unimus. So I've been identifying some of my plants that way. I'm using my Google search. Everything else is pretty much the same. And I haven't really, our blackberries didn't show up for us this year. There's a couple trying to grow, but honestly, it's kind of, I don't know what's going to happen. There's only like 2 here, and I just had another bloom the other day. So we'll see. That's all I have. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you next time.